and welcome back to Hootenanny Homestead. We're just going to do a April garden tour, I guess, seedling tour. Show everything that we have started and that we're growing this year. This is just starting off. This isn't the full shablam. Uh, so I wanted to get the peonies in on here. They have such a short window of blooming, and we have severe storms coming in later this evening. So this will probably be about the only time that we get to enjoy them. There's some that have some smaller heads on them, and they'll be blooming out here pretty soon. But they're all lining the front of the house here. And so, without further ado, I'll go ahead and jump on in and show you guys what we got going on here. So under the grow lights here, we have Sioux tomatoes started here. Those are all one seed in each cell. We have bell peppers here. They're still coming on, slowly but surely. We have poblano peppers here. We have Cherokee tomatoes back here. We're going to have to go through and break these up and put them in single cells. We've got more bell peppers back here. This is a cherry pepper. And now let's head on out to the greenhouse. Winds are being pretty fierce today. So here are broccoli that we have started here. We had 10 cells, and this is what I have left. These are just extras. I'm gonna find a place for them. We're gonna step off into the greenhouse here. Maybe it's not so windy. And for starters, we have a plum tree here, a blue damson that I'm trying to revive. It's not doing too hot, so I pulled it out, stuck it in some honey water, and we're gonna see how that goes. For starters here, we got loofahs coming up there. We have jalapenos that they don't look too well right now, but they're gonna snap out of it. We grow our peppers in bunches like this. That's cayenne pepper that's back there in the back. And then whenever they get their first set of leaves, I'll go through and I'll break them out, and I'll put 3 in a pod, 3 in a cell. Move on over here. We have cucumbers. These are, what are those back there? Oh, serrano peppers. More cucumbers. Now the cucumbers, they took a beating. I pulled them out of the greenhouse too soon, and our winds were just extremely fierce. We have more jalapenos here. Hop up here, we have a Gerardale pumpkin and a birdhouse gourd that we have going there. We have the avocado tree. Of course, the wind beat it up as well. Poor thing. She really took a beating out there in that wind, and I pulled her back in here. I didn't go through the transition of, what's that called? Where you pull them out and get them adjusted to the weather. That's why their pinnate leaves have turned a bit pale, but they're snapping out of it. I have them back in the greenhouse now. Back here in the back, we have some early girl tomatoes. We have celery that we've started here from a stalk. We cut the ends off of them, and they are starting to root and reproduce celery out of the center. So we have more cucumbers. We have serrano peppers through here. Jump over here. We have more early girls. I have sage here. We got medicinals, more cucumbers. Or I'm sorry, these are stajati pumpkins or Indian pumpkins that are here. More early girls there that are doing great, and more early girls back here. I'm not going to repot these early girls here. They're in a single cell, so they're going to go directly from this cell into the ground. And they do need a drink of water. that's coming up next. And of course, more medicinals down here. This looks bad under here. We had some rain, and so all of our chicks had to come inside to the greenhouse, and we fenced this off, and they can have run under the plants here. And our greenhouse serves as a chogochi bathroom as well. It's our outhouse. That's a hot box that we have here. I keep it covered with a little blanket to keep flies out of it. But I'll open that window there to let some air flow in. Of course, that's the roosters that I made last fall. And this is the seeds off of them, the babies. So we know the seed is good. And like I said, they just got a bit of sun damage, but they'll snap out of it. They just need some TLC. So next, we'll step on out here. And I apologize about the wind. Not much I can do about it. We have a radish bed here. Here we have our normal spinach and carrots that are coming up. We have some, it reseeded itself, so we left that. This is 3-year-old carrots that are growing there, so we're gonna use that for seed. We don't have anything in this bed yet because it is shaded by the pine trees and fairly acidic, so I'm adding our firewood ashes to it. So I don't know if y'all remember the peach trees that I tried to start by seed. I don't know if they're gonna do anything. I think I left them too long and some of them were extremely mushy and moldy, so I just went ahead and potted them up anyways to see what we get out of them. Over here we have ginger in these 2 pots here. Old ginger root that we bought from the store, and it was just little nubs. I'm gonna see if it's gonna grow. Here we have asparagus, but some of the seeds, like there's a tomato seed there that fell over into that. We head on out here. This is our broccoli. We have potted up here. This is all going to market. I'm gonna pull it inside right after this video and put it under the lights. We have sage. This is culinary sage that we have growing here. The mother and grandmother of it is over here. So it bloomed last year, so we collected the seed off of it. There's more broccoli, and these are more loofah gourds. I pulled these loofah gourds outside. These are gonna go to market, so I have to really get them acclimated to outside weather, the sun. Our lemon trees aren't doing too hot. They had a bad winter. I didn't pull them inside the house. I left them in the greenhouse, and it really zapped them. They're starting to snap out of it though. And of course the olive trees, that's what's in the larger planters. They're the feed totes. They're doing great. This is going to be a sage bed, a culinary sage. We figure, and of course garlic. So, and here's the grandparents of the sage here. She's starting to put blooms on. That's what the purple is. So that's going to be more seed, fresh seed. We have all the hardy stems planted here again. Of course, we have oregano. This wintered over. I didn't pull it in. I just left it outside. We have chamomile. It's gotten really bushy, and it's also given us 2 baby plants. There's one there and one there. Actually, I think this is dill. Let's see. Yeah, this is dill. Yep. But that's chamomile. That's the mother of it. It's right here. So rosemary's coming back. There's some up on the dead. This one didn't make it. But when we plant in the garden, we plant by 3s. You just have a better ratio of what survives. Of course, this is going to be another broccoli bed here, same as last year. These 2 broccoli plants survived the winter, and they survived the goat attack. The goats got in here 3 times and ate all the broccoli. That's why we didn't get a broccoli harvest last year. And so we just left them in the ground and let them go to seed. And you can see the seeds are forming on them now. Way too early to pick. They need to wait until the pods will turn white. And you cut the whole stalk, hang it upside down, and let it finish drying. But you can see the baby broccolis that we have here. I planted them big to see how they're going to favor. I'll probably only leave two in each cell. I planted some garlic. This is store-bought garlic that was really small, too small to cook with. So I just brought it out here and just stuck it in the ground. But we have elephant foot garlic over here. That's what all that is. And then we have passion vine that's coming up, volunteer. This is what's left of it. Oh, we have a black widow right there. She's found herself a grub worm. I don't know if y'all can see her. See her belly, the red. She's really showing it. It's in the shape of an hourglass. So we're going to turn this top bed here into a cactus, a succulent bed. I'm going to go through, I'm going to try to find barrel cactus, numerous different types of cacti that I want to go ahead and put in here. I'm going to leave them in pots and just dig out the hole and stick them down into the ground. The wind has knocked over them. They get top heavy. Those are spineless cactus or thornless. And then out here on this level, we're going to put pumpkin and just let it grow over. And then we have this small bed here and this bed back here. That's going to be for something. We're going to take this fence out and run it to the north. And then we're going to extend the rooster pen that's up here and give them more space. I believe I'm going to keep peppers here again. That's all along the outside there. I have it weeded except for this section right here. I think I'm going to put gourds in here again and let them go up the arbor. The pawpaws have leafed out. They have some beautiful blooms on them. We're going to wait to see if they are pollinated. I didn't get out here and hand pollinate them. Let me see if I can get in here and show what they look like. Here it is. This is what's left after the bloom. So hopefully those will turn into pawpaws. The blooms are these little dark burgundy colored flowers that's there. Here's a bloom here that's on the ground. I'll show you. The wind has really just beat them up. And they're just loaded with pollen. We have horseradish here. We have to pin it off or the chickens will get in here and just eat all of the leaves. We have 4 pawpaws planted here. We have this one, a smaller, a larger one here, a smaller one here, and a larger one here. The pear trees are doing phenomenal. Get in here. See, you can see how big they are. They're probably about the size of a dime right now, or a penny. And these are kefir pears that we have growing. That tree there's a larger one. So I keep our feed sacks. Our feed sacks, we're gonna take them and cut them open and lay them flat. And that's going to be our walkways and weed suppressant. We'll go through and tack them down, and then we'll dump grass on top of them. And just another way of reusing our trash. We have this bed tilled. This is a large bed over here. We have this area tilled here. I left a walkway here that I didn't till. But you really see the dandelions coming up. And we really shouldn't have dandelions growing up because we've had beans here a couple of years, and you know, the beans feed nitrogen back into the ground, and so I don't know how well. We'll probably end up putting black-eyed peas there again, and pole beans. We extended this bed up here. It used to only go to where the end of that boardwalk is, and we went further over, probably another 10 to 15 feet. The blueberries are coming on. They are loaded with blueberries. Get in there and show you. And I believe we have 8 plants of blueberries. We have a small one here that we've started, and it's doing good. I gotta get in there and weed them. So that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we have 8 blueberry plants. And we get 2 to 3 gallons of blueberries, which is plenty of blueberries for me and Charles. And all I do is I put from the pine trees over here, I break up the needles, and that's what I use as their mulch here. And the chickens get in here and they scratch it all out, which I'm really not upset about, because snakes love to hide in this blueberry bed, and if we keep it cool and really fertilized, we use coffee grounds. We bring our old coffee grounds out here, and we've got a little pollinator right here just working hard. So, and we have dewberries coming in right here. These dewberries I'm going to cut out of here, and I'm going to use the leaves as a as a fermented tea, which is good for your stomach. And then our asparagus bed. The asparagus just gets away on us. We can't keep up with it. I pick a handful about every 3 to 4 days. And then we have more asparagus that's growing here. This I started by seed, and it is a 1-year-old. There are 3 crowns that are forming in that. And then I have some more oregano here. And this is my bed. About here on over. And I laid the boardwalks down. These normally go up around the porch, but we kind of need them out here so that we don't get muddy when we're out here walking around. Spring flowers are coming on. We have phlox. These are wild prairie phlox that are blooming in here. And then, of course, jonquils. Peonies are going to start blooming out here pretty soon. We have 2, let's see, lichen. They're called the wolf of the earth. And these are hops that we have growing. This one doesn't seem to be coming out yet. It's a late bloomer though. She'll come on, and I call them she because they're closely related to a cannabis plant. You have a male and a female, and when we bought them, we bought 3. One turned out being a male, and it died early on, and then the 2 females we left in the ground, and this one's really coming back vigorously. And the females are what gives you the hop flowers that is used in breweries, but we use them for a stomach medicine. It helps whenever you have an upset stomach. The fruit trees that we planted back here, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think out of the 4, only 2 is going to survive. This is a Red Haven peach, and she's starting to bud out. Yay, I'm excited about that. That one's also a Red Haven, but I don't think she's gonna do anything. We have 2 Indian peaches here, and I don't think this one's going to do anything. But this one, I'm noticing some growth out of two places on it. We have the graft section here, and we have green coming out of that, which is pretty much useless, but that just tells me that the plant itself, or the tree itself, is still alive, and that can give us something to graft onto later. But here on this section, we have green that's coming on. She's starting to bud out, sending out a new branch, but the top part, I believe, is dead. The plum trees, we have one here. All these leaves right here, this is all going to go into the compost. We moved the top half of this compost into the next one to get down to the soil. Probably about a quarter of it has already broken down to a type of soil that we can use. This blue damson here isn't doing too hot. We're gonna leave her though to see. She still has some green in the stem herself, so we're gonna leave that. This is another blue damson that's leafed out here. And then we have a methley that's just doing phenomenal right here. She couldn't wait. She had a couple of blooms on her early on, but I'm not expecting any fruit off of her until at least for another 2 years. And then the Santa Rosa plum, you can see she's green, but she's not leafed out. A lot of it's dying off, so I'm not sure. I don't want to fertilize. I don't want to do anything like that. All I'm doing is just keeping her watered. I do believe she may have some leaves that's starting to come on. We have more passion vine that's growing out here. Where are you? There you are. She needs to be over here on this. That's where the original heart of it is. The original root, and it's grown out. We have a start here. It's all starting to move this way towards the flower bed up here. So in the bathtub here, we are going to grow pumpkins. We have compost, complete compost in this. This is our first year of growing it this way. And the reason why is pumpkins grow like crazy out of our compost bed. And we can't get them to grow anywhere else but in the compost. So what I'm going to do is, this is all chicken manure, goat, turkey, and grass clippings. We have pecan shells in there for pest control, and cypress leaves and seeds that are in it. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. Normally this bathtub, we had it over here and we was using it as a country time hot tub, but it was no fun getting in that thing and starting a fire, and scorpions would start crawling out. So we canceled that real quick. Here we're gonna put in loofah gourds, and they're gonna take over this trellis right here. I wanted to do a large trellis that went over the driveway here, but you know, the driveway is about 12 to 16 feet apart, and I don't think we're gonna be able to get an archway made that large. So we let the goats in here. That's what these wires come across here. We ran some hot wire, and we let them eat all of this. They did a phenomenal job. They had it cleared within 2 days. All the grass, it looks like we've got up in here and mowed it. You can see how tall the grass is on this side of the fence versus this side. They did a great job. So, but on the hot wire, we used old 2-liter bottles. I tried to save everything to recycle. Not really a hoarding situation, but you know, we everything will have a repurpose. And so I put the wire through the lid of them, and we were tired of buying those yellow conductors that, you know, they last one season and then they break. the sun deteriorates them, and it's really a waste of money. So I burned a hole in the lid, and I ran the wire. I put all the lids on the wire, and then I come back and added the plastic bottle itself to it. It is removable, so I could just pull this off, and same as the bottom, and 2 wires is quite sufficient. And then this side here, this is where it's connected. I can just, this is an old garden hose that had too many holes in it to use. It had no pressure in it. So I'm able to detach right there and lay the wire down, and I can pull the wheelbarrow up in there to get to the compost that's up there. And this was just a small section coming down through here. We're going to swing this out, and it's going to go from this corner, and it's going to encompass all of these oak, elm, and soap trees that we have out here. We found a soapberry tree we have, and we need to get all this underbrush out of here. But you can see where the sun is coming in back there, and that will connect that corner, and we'll just come all the way to the east and then back up north to connect in to that corner. And we'll just run a 2-strand hot wire. We have some bee balm that's coming in here. The goats don't eat it. Excuse me. They may. Here's some here, a patch. But I use this as a medicinal, all the seed pods that I leave on it. I also like to use it whenever I'm transporting the goats. If I take a handful of it and just stick it around their nose, they will lay down in the back of the truck and not stand up and urinate everywhere or defecate in the back of the truck. So it's really handy to have during goat transport. Those are our yearlings right there. There's the bottle-fed baby, Dallas. This is his last week of a bottle. Today is Friday. Look at him. Those are all females he's running with. Those are all going to be his girlfriends. Just step around back here. The pond is good and full. We're expected to get anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of rain. So, and then back here, we've got more radish in this raised bed. We have a mescaline mix that's growing with horseradish there. That horseradish is just coming on. We've actually, we use this bed to sell out of. We'll dig up the root and we sell it by the pound, but it's coming back. We got strawberries on this side. This is our 2nd year with the strawberries in this bed. Oh well, not my problem. Keep buying Miracle-Gro, I guess. You can see the strawberries that's going on. A good rain will really get them going on. I added some more carrots in this bed. This is all intentional. This is seed that we saved, and there is one right here. There's one there. That's just a junk. That's a junk plant, what I call a junk plant. But they're coming on slowly. Carrots are real slow. This bed's a little rough. We grew broccoli here, but the goats kept pushing the fence and eating it, so that's why this board is here, trying to stop them from getting up in there. So, and real quick, a chick update. This is our latest hatching, and they knocked their pole down. We have 19 here, and we have a mix. In here we got some bannies, some good little babies. There we go. Put their little pole back. We leave a little metal pole in here, and we run it through the chicken wire. This gets them adjusted to flying and roosting, which we want them to go up here and start roosting, and it breaks them out of using that pet taxi, but we take them in every night when the sun sets. And oh, he's just fanned out. Hi, bud. We're going to be extending their pen through here. We're going to connect all these trees and make one huge peacock playhouse. Oh, well, hi, Florida. Hi. And then the first hatching of chickens, they're up here. They're up in the garden already. They are in that first hoop house that's right there. There's 20 of them in there, and they're all doing great. They haven't started roosting yet. Charles spent time out there last night putting them up on the roost and trying to teach them that's where they go. I think he got 4 to stay up on the roost out of the 20. The rest of them wanted to go back in the pet taxi. And so we'll just keep working on them to roost up and do the right thing. None of our turkeys are out right now because this is breeding season and the wild turkeys have been coming up like crazy. So we can't afford to turn our turkeys out because they'll either crossbreed or they'll run away. And they're laying eggs too, so we don't like going Easter egg hunting. We prefer them to all lay in one area, so they aren't up. The barn's not open because of that. So and those wild turkeys, they get grazing. We have all of the elderberry that's coming up here. We're gonna have to go in and do some manicuring on that. We have some irises that are blooming beautifully. This is an old antique color here. But we have them divided into separate colors. And as the season progresses, they'll really start coming on. They've just now started blooming, so there's another one. These are really going to start opening up. I believe these are white, but they have multiplied like crazy. And then over here we have a black, which is actually a purple. I gotta get this bed cleaned out here. We have more horseradish that's coming up by root there. All sunflowers are gonna go in here. We have to be careful in this bed. We have poison hemlock that's coming up right here. It looks like wild carrot or a Queen Anne's lace, but it's not. It's hemlock. It'll burn you. And so we've started fixing our driveway with sweet gum balls, and instead of just throwing them to the woods, you can see how strong that is. And I mean, it just packs in like a cement. And so we use it in low-lying areas. Down the road here, you can see a dark spot in the driveway. And that had a huge hole, pothole that we just accumulated water that comes off of this ridge. And instead of putting a tin horn in, we just put we dug a little ditch out and trying to concentrate the water where to go, like a little speed bump, I guess. And so if you see these, if you come out to the property and see these, that's what it's for. It's it fills in the potholes and it packs in, and it's something natural, so we don't have to use rocks or cement. And so everything's doing great. We've already had to mow once to cut back everything because leaving the chickens in the yard, they really fertilize this grass, so it really comes on. So, well, we appreciate you guys, and stay tuned for more garden updates and the highs and lows of everything that's going on out here. And if you haven't subscribed already, we'd appreciate it. We do value you guys, that if you watch our videos, to comment. We love to interact with you. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you again.